Hello and welcome back to Vintage. Over time, schools have changed a lot, and many aspects of the traditional school experience have faded away. From the school supplies to the technology or lack of it in classrooms, and even the simple joys of being a student, so much has evolved. This video takes a trip down memory lane, bringing together older clips to create a more detailed and nostalgic presentation. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this compilation of the things we miss from the days gone by in schools. Remember the excitement you felt when a substitute teacher wheeled in an AV cart with a TV perched on top and a VCR below? It meant one thing: movie day in class. This was a special moment, one that today's students might not grasp, given that most classrooms now boast built-in projectors and smart boards linked to computers. These old metal carts with boxy TVs held a certain charm, bringing relief to classrooms full of kids. However, the past decade or so, they've nearly disappeared. And who can forget the card catalog at the library? Searching for a book meant consulting this system, meticulously organized by the Dewey Decimal System. It was efficient if you knew how to navigate it. But today, kids likely have never even heard of it. Computers have replaced the card catalog entirely, making everything accessible with just a few clicks. Remember those checkout cards attached to the back cover of every library book? They listed the names of everyone who had borrowed the book before you, and it was always fun to see if you recognized any names. Nowadays, school libraries are often referred to as media centers with fewer books on the shelves. The checkout cards have vanished, replaced by barcodes that librarians scan, tracking the book throughout a computer program. The experience of borrowing books has changed a lot, losing many of the special details that made it memorable. And speaking of changes, chalkboards have also undergone a transformation. They've been swapped out for dry erase whiteboards and interactive smartboards. Who remembers being called up to write on the chalkboard or being assigned the task of cleaning the erasers? Chalkboards may have disappeared from schools, but they remain an enduring symbol of learning. Many of us have fond memories of learning cursive while standing at the chalkboard, where our names were beautifully written in flowing script. Nowadays, it's rare to see students' names adorned in cursive on their notebooks or worksheets. Cursive has become a skill of the past, with few exceptions such as the legally binding signature. Unlike the days where we learned to gracefully connect our letters in 3rd grade, cursive is no longer commonly taught. Remember the days of the metal lunchbox? Almost everyone had one, featuring their favorite TV shows or superhero. These lunchboxes were more than just containers, they were status symbols, and unlatching them signaled the start of lunchtime excitement. Between 1950 and 70, over 1 million lunchboxes were sold, with kids eagerly anticipating a new one each year. Inside, you might find a matching thermos, perfect for warming up for chilly days. A lunchtime just isn't the same without the rattling handles and the bit of rust the old metal lunchboxes used to collect. Before Google Maps, teachers relied on pull-down maps hanging above their chalkboards for geography and history lessons. These maps were pulled down so students could learn about different locations and states. Now, teachers can quickly bring up map images on their computers and display them on the board via a projector. Remember those wall-mounted pencil sharpeners? They were a common sight in classrooms, although they often left pencils shredded or led to messy spills. And nowadays, manual sharpeners have replaced by electric ones, which generally do a better job. Overhead projectors were once a staple in the classrooms, used to display math problems or vocabulary words for everyone to see. Teachers would use transparent plastic sheets that could easily be cleaned between lessons. And nowadays, teachers are more likely to use PowerPoint presentations, YouTube videos, or iPads for instruction. In the past, the smell of Ditto machine copies were a memorable experience for students, with the sweet aroma of purple duplicating ink lingering in the air. Being chosen to operate the Ditto machine and make copies was a fun task, offering more exposure to the distinct scent. Back in the distant past, students sat in identical desks with wooden tops and pencil ridges, all arranged in uniform rows facing the front of the classroom. Nowadays, schools are incorporating more varied seating arrangements, replacing individual desks with table and chairs. Handwritten grade books and report cards were once the norm, with teachers manually entering and averaging grades before sending home quarterly report cards with handwritten letter grades. While computer-printed report cards are now standard, they lack the personal touch of handwritten ones. Who can forget the sound of the school bell echoing through the halls, signaling the end of class or the start of recess? Many schools have transitioned to digital and automated systems, replacing the familiar ring sound with digital tones or pre-recorded announcements, gradually fading away the traditional bell sounds. Decades ago, facing disciplinary measures in school could mean encountering intimidating wooden paddles, serving as stern reminders to adhere to the rules. However, modern approaches to discipline have shifted towards positive reinforcement, moving away from punitive measures. Analog clocks once adorned classroom walls, their rhythmic movements guiding students through the school day. While digital clocks offer precise timekeeping, there's a nostalgic charm to the classic analog ones, which also help children learn to tell the time. Do you remember lugging around heavy backpacks filled with textbooks? With the rise of digital textbooks and online resources, students now carry lighter loads, but miss the tangible weight of knowledge on their shoulders. Book covers were once a yearly ritual, protecting textbooks and serving as a canvas for doodles and memories. However, with physical textbooks disappearing, so too has the need for book covers, leaving behind a nostalgic tradition. School libraries, once havens of knowledge with rows of books and checkout cards, have evolved into media centers with dwindling book collections replaced by computers. But despite this change, the charm of browsing through real books in a quiet library remains unforgettable. Do you recall the friendly lunch ladies who used to dish out cafeteria meals, including the infamous square pizza days? Once upon a time, these lunch ladies cooked up meals for the entire school each week, making lunchtime a highlight of the day. And nowadays, they mostly heat up pre-made food, which isn't as appealing. Some students even opt for self-service kiosks or vending machines instead of traditional lunch lines. Raise your hand if you used to carry a Trapper Keeper. These Velcro binders were all the rage in the 80s, offering organization and style. With vibrant designs, featuring everything from cute pets to fast cars, they were a must-have accessory for any middle schooler. There was simply no better way to keep your notes and assignments organized than with the colorful folders of a Trapper Keeper. Do you remember those matching PE uniforms you used to wear for gym class? They were a status symbol of school spirit and made it easy to get sweaty without ruining your regular clothes. However, as times have changed, so have gym traditions. Many activities like climbing ropes and playing kickball have been replaced with less strenuous exercises, like walking around the track in regular clothes. Dodgeball, once a classic PE game, has also been phased out in many schools due to inclusivity concerns and safety. The spinning globe was once a staple in geography lessons, helping us explore different continents and understand the world's interconnectedness. However, with the rise of interactive online maps, physical globes have become less common in classrooms. While digital resources offer vast information, the charm of a physical globe and the tactile experience of exploring its surface remains unmatched. Remember when the teacher's lounge was a designated smoking area for educators? The air would be thick with smoke as teachers took a break and socialized between classes. Eventually, schools realized the importance of a smoke-free environment for both students and staff, promoting healthier habits and a better learning atmosphere. But for many of us, the image of smoky teachers' lounges bring back memories of roaming the halls of our high school. And lastly, let's reminisce about the days when teachers used chalk and chalk holders to write on the blackboard. These holders allowed for efficient drawings of straight lines, whether for handwriting practice or musical notes in music classes. The sound of chalk against the board and a cloud of dust from erasers cleanings are also nostalgic reminders of our school days. As time changes though, these memories are slowly disappearing. Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, consider supporting the channel on Patreon. Be sure to check out our other videos in this series, subscribe, and share vintage with someone you know. Thanks for watching.